Hey guys, I'm gonna do the finale of Codebreaker Review, which is episode 13. Now, this episode was pretty darn good. It's kind of dramatic and a conclusion to. I don't know if they're gonna have enough this season, but to be safe to say that the conclusion of the whole anime Codebreaker series. Uh, Overall, this series has been great, entertaining, amazing. Detailed, informative. Uh, the series has been great. It's kept me amazed. Entertained, kept me in the story. Now we'll talk about the final episode of Codebreaker. If not the final episode, but the final episode of season 1 of Codebreaker 13. Now this episode was pretty darn good. We found out a lot of stuff again, and the Prime Minister and whole go and everything that just happened. Now what happens is, from the beginning of the episode, uh, Ogami awakens this newfound power, and with this newfound power, he's able to nullify Hitomi's attack for some odd reason. He's able to nullify Hitomi's electricity attacks for some reason. I'm thinking his flames are his flames are either flames of purification or some overpowered flame or something. And he beats Hitomi. He knocks Hitomi to his senses, and he knocked Hitomi to his senses, and Hitomi begins to explain the reason of what his actions and why he did such reckless things and desperate things. When he went to talk to the Prime Minister that night about the Codebreakers and the situation and everything, and the Prime Minister, framed him, he started experience the symptoms of Code N. So after he started experience the symptoms of Code N, he began to feel frightened and scared, and he felt like he was out of time, so he had to take drastic measures, to prove a point or to stop adding of what they're doing and how they manage the codebreakers and everything. So basically, Hitomi did this out of love for the codebreakers, which he called his brother and sisters, and he was scared, and the code kind of made him scared and made him start thinking recklessly and towards desperation to do such reckless things. Um, um, Another thing that happened that I felt sorry for Hitomi, I was surprised at how the Prime Minister, like, he thinks nothing of his codebreakers. He doesn't call them his subordinates, his companions. He just calls them lapdogs. I have a serious issue with that. They're human beings with special abilities, and he actually chose those specific people with special abilities to be his subordinates, and he steady calls them lapdogs. I have a serious problem with that, and I have a serious problem that I think you should treat him a lot less like some lapdogs or like his pet owners or a slave or something. I have a serious problem with that he thinks nothing of them. He just cold-hearted. I don't know what. I guess in that time, in that world, being a prime minister, you have to have something like that. But whatever, that's how it is. Anyway, the prime minister comes down there and confronts Hitomi. He doesn't really confront him, but he irritates Hitomi. And while Hitomi's still in a severe condition, which he's experiencing Code N. He begins to go out of control, knowing that his powers are no longer in his control, and going berserk against the prime minister, which he almost close to killing at the time. But the Cobrex managed to stop him, and managed to stop him, and Ogami's like, he's got this and everything. um, and another interesting thing I have to, bring up is that uh, the reasons why the Prime Minister did all this and allowed himself to get kidnapped is to awaken Ogami's true powers. True powers. Because he planned all this to happen. He allowed himself to get killed to allow Ogami's true power. Honestly, I thought that was kind of strange, but whatever. It was kind of strange. Whatever, let himself almost get killed by Ogami or anything. Obviously, he's a good strategist and has good sense of awareness. Basically, he has good caution. Uh, he planned this to unlock Ogami's true power to compete with the real deal called the One Salt Bean. I'm thinking it's another part, a secret crime syndicate organization that Eden and the Prime Minister has, friction between or tension between one another or something, so they can stand a chance against them with Ogami's new profound powers. I could be wrong. I just know that the One Salt Bean is pretty down worse than Eden. Worse than Eden. At least Eden uses, hires people to destroy the evil that no one can handle in their world. But but they could treat the Cobras a little bit more, with dignity and as a human being, instead of like lap dogs. Anyway, I wonder what the One Salt Bean is capable of. I've seen the leader of the One Salt Bean. He looks sort of like Ogami, clone of Ogami or something. It's kind of strange. But I don't know. But at the end of this episode, which was one of my favorite parts, I believe that the Prime Minister has got what he deserved. He paid for his blind ignorance, his blind criteria of his criteria and how he managed the Codebreakers. Hitomi got him at the end with when he's electricity by rats, and he ended up coughing up a lot of blood, and I was just satisfied with that. I was happy. I'm hoping that I'm glad that happened. Hopefully he stays like that. He's got what he deserved, and hopefully if they have a different Prime Minister, he treats the Codebreakers with a lot more respect and treat them like a human being, like they deserve. Doesn't mean that they're Codebreakers and they're not allowed to live as regular human beings in this world. Doesn't mean you can treat them like like pet puppies or anything. They're still human, and they do exist in this world. So you have no right to treat them like that. That's just being completely like an asshole, and I do not fly by that. I don't deal with that. And that's it, guys, for my review of the conclusion of the anime series. Hopefully not. There's a season 2. Because from the looks of it looks like they're going to make a season 2. But I don't know. I heard from quite a lot of people from how they changed the manga around. They changed the anime around. It's not they changed the whole story. Basically, like the story's not the manga, and they twist all the manga for the anime and the story all up. So I'm not so sure if they're gonna have a season 2. Saying that. That's it, guys, for my review. Hope you like this. What do you think about the second, the finale of the finale of Codebreaker episode 13? What do you think about the One Salt Bean the Prime Minister mentioned? And do you think the Prime Minister start treating the Codebreakers with a lot more dignity and like a human being in respect? Or do you think the Prime Minister wrong? Did you have any sympathy, or feel kind of apathetic towards Hitomi with his last words before he died, and the way he died? Personally, I did. I felt sorry for him. I kind of understood his situation, and everything, and how and his purpose and meaning of what he was doing, even though it was completely out of line. Completely out of line. He was like completely wrong. Um, that's all, guys, and peace out.